It seems to be if we're gonna have the pride flag, we should have a number. Like the UN.
Way she is like the earth. She gives light the sky, and I may never stand why some people can live such a simple love. I heard the butterfly wings stir up cyclones, and my actions settle on the stars. So you mothers of mercy, focus that force and bring life into bloom where you are. Oh, how does your river flow? How does your garden grow? Too late to learn at your feet. So I waiting to wake up the master's retreat. Way she lives is like the birds. She gives shelter like a tree. And see how living on the bridge she touches every one of them with such a simple love. I heard the butterfly wings stir up cyclones, and my actions settle on the stars. Still, you mothers of mercy, focus that force and bring life into bloom where you are. Oh, how does the river flow? How does the garden grow? Too late to learn at your feet. So I'll have to wait until the wake of the master's retreat. Once there was a way to get back home. I used to know the way to get back home. Isn't it here somehow? Isn't love clear somehow? Strength of the mountains, depth of the wind. conscience that covers the world. Like a finger that draws you closer to a life that still haunts you. All that remains is such a simple love. All that sustains is such a simple love. But I heard the butterfly wings stir up cyclones, and my actions settle on stars. Still, you mothers of mercy, focus that force and bring life into bloom where you are. Oh, how does your river flow? How does your garden grow? Too late to learn at your feet. So I'll have to wade into the wake of the masters. Want to wake up to the ways of the masters. I'll have to wade into the wake of the masters retreat. Change just how easy. Change that changes us is hard. But here we are, we need wider vision, broader reach, deeper hearing, truer speech, love and justice, hand in hand. Be the one will heal this land. Changes seldom easy. Change that changes us is hard. But here we are. We need to learn our weakness, our strength. Go the distance and be length. Love and justice, hand in hand. Neither one alone will heal this land. Change is seldom easy. Change that changes us is hard. But here we are. Good morning. Welcome to All Souls. We're real glad you're here. It's a congregation that is formed around our covenant with one another on how we will be with each other and try to be in the world. We do not have to think alike. We do not have to believe alike, except that we share how we treat one another matters.
Love is at the center of what we hold as shared values. To that end, whoever you are, whatever your age, race, origin, orientation, background, status, ability, identity, if you care to be here with us in a spirit of mutuality and mutual respect, you are always welcome. We front load these services with a little bit of information, and think our Director of Lifespan Religious Education, Ms. Susan Caldwell.
So first of all, I don't know how many people saw the new name tags that are out front. And that was definitely a team effort. And what we want to do, we've always made like special name tags for the members, but what we've decided to do is if you're coming a fair amount, and even if you haven't joined yet, we want to make you a name tag if you want one and if you'll wear it. Well, or even if you won't wear it, we'll put it in the rack for you just to let you know how much we value your presence here. So Susan Yellett has put a little piece of paper by the guest book, a little blue piece of paper that if you would like a name tag made for you, please put your name on that paper. We're already thinking up a few more names that will appear by next week, but if you would like one, they're really nifty. They have the rainbow chalice and your pronouns if you want them, and so we hope you will want one even if you haven't chosen to join us. Our volunteer of the month is Taha Hyatt, who I believe has family in town this weekend. But yes, Taha is the leader of our Unitarian Universalists for Justice in the Middle East group. He has been the person who made a lot of connections with some of our wonderful guest speakers like Nida Abu Bakr and Josh Teitelbaum from Jewish Voice for Peace, and Afia Siddiqui's lawyer, who I'm sorry, her name is escaping me right now, but she was our guest one Sunday. So we're really grateful to Taha for that, for representing us at General Assembly this past summer on a panel about anti-apartheid congregations, of which we are one, and we're the first in the UUA. So Taha's responsible for a lot of that, for a whole lot of getting that going and kind of keeping us all motivated. So we appreciate that. Our giveaway the plate along the same lines is Students for Justice in Palestine at LSUS, the LSUS chapter. They, from time to time, raise money to send to family members in Gaza. And so we are doing that for them this time. And also on September 30th, which is a week from this Tuesday, there will be a meeting down the street at Grace Community United Methodist Church. It'll be a house meeting training. And the purpose of that is not only for us to start building relationships with our neighbors, because we're hoping that other people will come as well as members of All Souls and Grace, but also we will learn how to facilitate small group meetings that we can then come back here and have within this congregation, find out what the issues are in our neighborhoods, in our families. There's a lot going on that can be so depressing, but Interfaith is one of those organizations that takes local issues that people can find in common, and we try to work together. We won't always agree on everything, but the issues that we can come together on and work on for the good of the community, we do that with that organization. So I would very much encourage you. There are flyers out front. There's a QR code for the registration, or if you're on our email list, the link for that registration also went out in your email. I think that is all I have, except, oh, because Reverend Joy needs to make an announcement. Thank you. I'm done, so I'll leave it with y'all.
Good morning. Since we are learning, being reminded this month about many facts about Unitarian Universalists, I thought it might be appropriate to let you know a little bit about how the Peace Alliance got started. Because many people might be wondering why. So we formulated ourselves in the winter of December 2023 and January 2024. Why? Because the Unitarian Universalist community is part of the Interfaith Vegan Coalition. In fact, in 2011, the Unitarian Universalist Church formulated an ethical eating statement, which I distributed to some of you as you came in this morning. The goal of the Peace Alliance, is to bring peace, of course. Peace, liberty, and justice to all of our world. The goal not only is in keeping with number 8 of the 10 reasons to join Unitarian Universalist Church, and I will quote the number 8. It says, resist injustice and work for a better world, alongside friends who share your values. The Peace Alliance is also in keeping with our 6 core shared values, which we call JEDPIG, justice, equality, you know them all, with love at the center. So on behalf of the Peace Alliance, I wish to wholeheartedly welcome you to the delicious vegan meal that's going to be in the fellowship hall immediately following our service today, and ask you to remain for the wonderful documentary, whatever, by David Attenborough. It's entitled A Life on Our Planet. And if you stay for the movie, you might win this $50 bill. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much. I invite you to let your pews hold you up, relax into the seat, let your mind and your feet come to the same place. Take a couple of relaxing breaths, except for the choir. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion flowing down, rising from the sea, moving the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots of miracles, wings set me free. Spirit of life, unto me, come to me. There's a response for this reading that'll be up on the screen. I hope you'll join me each time we get to the response. We are here to derive meaning in our actions. When I change, the world changes. We are here to win our power back over our areas of powerlessness. When I change, the world changes. We are here to deepen our understanding of ourselves in order to strengthen self-discipline. When I change, the world changes. We are here to abolish prejudice with an appreciation for our diversity and differences. When I change, the world changes. We are here to feel our personal power and our capacity to affect the lives of other people. When I change, the world changes. We are here to become teachers to each other. When I change, the world changes. We are here to spend time away from the usual influences and relearn reality. When I change, the world changes. When God gives me the desire, I am also given the power and means to achieve my goals. When I change, the world changes. I am here to see that my singular life is a gateway to countless possibilities. When I change, the world changes. This reading is from one of the primary people in one of our Unitarian Universalist congregations in the Philippines. Traditional language is more a part of some congregations than others, but as we talk about Unitarian Universalism and focus on that for these few weeks in a row, we point out not only our shared values, but some of the things that we don't hold in common. Anyway, I would like to see if there is someone who would like to help me with the first part of the chalice lighting. Wonderful. Enthusiasm. Kind of hard to lead from there. Would y'all like to begin? We light this chalice to celebrate Unitarian Universalism. This is the church of the open mind. This is the church of the helping hands. This is the church of the loving heart. Together, with mind, hands, and heart, we care for the earth and for each other. Thank you. We light our chalice, the symbol of this faith, for truth, sought through a questioning heart and an attentive mind, and for love pursued through obstacles inside and outside of our own heart, human heart, and for forgiveness and all that it entails, the place where truth and love meet and merge. Would you please rise in body or spirit and sing with us? Say with us. You can sing it if you want to. The unison affirmation. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve human need, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the sacred. Thus do we covenant with each other. Our opening hymn is "For the Earth Forever Turning." Thank you. Please be seated. This time of year, as we come back from our scattered summer travels and begin the school year around which a whole lot of our community's lives are organized, we like to have the rituals that we'll have today. The first one, well, actually both of them, are somewhat appropriated from our Jewish neighbors. The first one is a ritual of sweetness with apples. The apples represent freshness. They represent that which holds the seeds of possibility. They represent abundance. Because we are trying to be a little bit more vegan mindful, at least, instead of doing the traditional honey that we've used before to add sweetness to the apples, we will be using maple syrup today. The extra sweetness is to mark hope for good things to come and success in the year ahead. Tomorrow is Rosh Hashanah, and the days following that are the high holy days in the Jewish tradition. It's a time when they take account for their own lives and try to clean their slate, whether it's making amends to other people that they may have harmed in some way, forgiving themselves, forgiving someone else maybe who has harmed you, trying to make up for missteps along the way, things maybe that we didn't know better then, but we're trying to learn now. That will be the ritual that we do at the end of the service. But in the meantime, let us be mindful as I pass around apples, how fortunate we really are already. For every free breath that we enjoy, every time we have enough to eat, every caring cohort that we're a part of, and all the opportunities that we have to try to make a difference in this world. I'm going to ask Bennett to help me pass things around. There are not enough in any one tray for either side. I was counting heads and I was sure I did not have enough. Maybe my math is just lousy, I don't know. Believe what you want. So go ahead and enjoy it. Try not to get too sticky in the process. There are sweet things in life. Sometimes we have to look for them, but always we can help make more of them. At the end of the summer, tomorrow is the autumnal equinox, so we stand at the doorway where seasons begin their inward turn. This is the time to reflect. Join me now, if you will, in singing the response to the litany that I will be reading. Susan will play the melody of the response before we begin. The words are, we forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again in love. That's the whole response. You want to play the melody, Susan? For remaining silent when a single voice would have made a difference. We forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again in love. For each time that our fears have made us rigid and inaccessible, we forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again in love. For each time that we have struck out in anger without just cause, we forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again in love. For each time that our greed has blinded us to the needs of others, we forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again in love. For the selfishness which sets us apart and alone, we forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again in love. For falling short of the admonitions of the Spirit, we forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again in love. For losing sight of our unity, we forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again in love. For those and so many acts, both evident and subtle, which have fueled the illusion of our separateness from one another, we forgive ourselves and each other. we begin again in love. Can you help me sing the children out to their classes, please? Go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. I'm now going to pass around pieces of paper that have some suggestions on it, and pencils. So for the rest of the service, if you can think of things that might be standing in the way of your openness, of your comfort, of your self-respect, of your relationships with other people, jot it down. You can just use something that means that to you. You don't have to write it all out. At the end of the service, we're going to go out to the breezeway and burn these so that we can let them go. Okay, so this is for you. It's not for anybody else. You can fold it up. Nobody will ever see it. And we'll have a ritual out there for that process. I was working with a friend this week, and his kitchen is a cookbook called One World Cookbook. In his kitchen, there is absolutely no food that includes preservatives or animal products. Zip. His pantry is all natural foods. He has racks of jars of whole grains and stuff like that. And this is one of the cookbooks that he uses. He started telling me about the effects of whole food and vegan eating and macrobiotics. His father, who I worked with years ago, had discovered macrobiotics, I think, in the 80s. When his wife got breast cancer, they started a macrobiotic diet, and in 6 weeks, her breast cancer cleared up. I wasn't there. Anyway, I told him about the Peace Alliance, this group that Reverend Joy Walker was talking about earlier, that started here at All Souls, that hosts once a quarter vegan potlucks or meals, and also offer films about the real effects of our dominant eating habits on our own health and on the health of the planet as a whole. That I have watched and seen evidence that there's an awful lot of good that can be done through that kind of a lifestyle. And I also admitted that because I know that and because I don't live a vegan lifestyle, I'm unethical. I'm a hypocrite. I stand here and profess, to want to commit myself to the interdependent web of existence and the love of the planet and the love of the inherent worth and dignity of every person on the planet, but I'm not doing all I can to make that come to fruition, that beloved community. I need to own those facts and try to do better. Even Reverend Joy tells us that we don't have to quit everything all at once. It took her years to move from being an omnivore into her own current lifestyle, but we can make baby steps. And maybe that's something that you would want to consider, along with all these other things, that may cross your mind. Mahatma Gandhi said, if we could change ourselves, the tendencies of the world would also change. These words come from Jarrell K. Farrar. I wonder if in our efforts to be the change we wish to see in the world, we stop short of our ideal selves. The idea of ourselves we are most comfortable with stops us from being perhaps who we could be. I wonder how often I think, I've already been the change, and I'm waiting idly for the tendencies of the world to catch up. I'm unsettled by how frequently I'm surprised by my own social idiocy. How many times need I screw up the same person's pronouns, or note that I am not surprised that the person who just nearly ran me off the road is of a certain race or age, or make immediate assumptions about someone because of what I perceive to be their life situation? Or maybe this is a better question. How many times do I need to make mistakes at the expense of other people or other people's groups before I'm ready to admit that I'm not any better at this than the bigoted and willfully ignorant? I'm liberal, often painfully so. I am not enlightened. I am not elevated. I am not better. But I believe with everything I am that I can be. Change is a word on wheels. It's not a destination, but a journey. If I am to be change, I must commit to humility and refuse to settle for my own comforting achievements. She offers a prayer. That which is in us and all around us, and which constantly draws us to our holiest selves. Remove from me any spirit of complacency that would aim to prevent me from seeing the truth of myself. Strengthen me as I commit to a lifestyle of development, and remind me that that lifestyle is simply called love. After a moment of silence, you'll be invited, if you wish, to come light a candle to mark a concern or mark a celebration. all the things that fill my life. Lead me. I don't have to understand what's closer than my skin, deeper in my spirit than the breath I'm breathing in. In all the things that cross my mind, lead me. In all the things that fill my life, lead me. Hunger that I can't describe, ache that draws me up. I reach for what's beyond my sight and pray that God is love. In all the things that cross my mind, lead me. In all the things that fill my life, lead me. Like Moses up the mountain, like Buddha 'neath his tree, like Muhammad at his cave, and Jesus by the sea. In all the things that cross my mind, lead me. As I mentioned, tomorrow is the autumnal equinox, and it's also Rosh Hashanah, which begins the high holy days of the Jewish community and a time of repentance and repair. The word repentance in the Christian Testament that has been the Greek word that has most often been translated in the Christian Testament as repentance is the word metanoia, which actually means a change of mind. It's not about crawling on your knees before an angry father. It's about having an internal orientation change. We are, in turn, part of the Unitarian Universalists, what we call a living tradition. That very much means we acknowledge that change is a necessary and inevitable part of life. Life is change. Growth is change. Maturing is change. Improving in any way is change. So is aging, withering or fading. Change is part and parcel of our shared values. Reverend Joy mentioned some of them. We also made reference to JETPIG, the acronym for justice, equity, transformation, pluralism, interdependence, and generosity. JETPIG. pig. Um, what can transformation be other than change? How can we move closer to justice and equity without change? How can we better adapt ourselves to the ideas of pluralism, interdependence, and generosity in a world that is constantly in flux, unless we have some capacity for adaptation? How do we optimize our capacity to be us? I like to offer us this opportunity each year to do just a little house cleaning, mental or otherwise. It's a symbolic gesture, and it means whatever you decide to make it mean. But doing our letting go ceremony is preparing for what changes we need to be making at this point in our lives. Doesn't hurt us to try to clear the way a little bit, or just think about those sorts of things a little bit. We don't know where all this is going, but we're going to sing a closing hymn. Excuse me. Sorry. And then I will offer a very brief benediction, and then I hope you will come with us out to the fire pit and participate in another little response thing out there. I know some people have fire sensitivities, and that this will not be, or smoke sensitivities, this will not be user-friendly for you. But if you want to still participate, you can hand your slip to someone else and they can put it in. And we'll try to accommodate whatever you wish. Our closing hymn is Woyaya. The phrase is South African, and it's not South African, it's just African, but it means we are going. Woyaya means we are going. And the song talks about we don't know where we're going, but we still have conviction that we're going to get there. We're going to be builders of beloved community. Would you rise in body or spirit? We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know within, and we will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. It will be hard, we know, and the road will be muddy and rough, but we'll get there. Heaven knows how we will get there. We know we will. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. We are going. The work of repentance demands curiosity and care and a willingness to face hard things with bravery and honesty. While we cannot undo the past, we can address the present with integrity and endeavor to create a future that is much more whole than anything we can imagine from here. Let's go be the change.
Love will bring the brute down. Love will drown out a tyrant. Compassion and connection build a power that can rival the sun. Love will bring the brute down. Gotta keep an open hydrant. If they can't keep us hating one another, they can be undone. Make yourself a practice thinking thoughts that are kind about the very ones that drive you out of your mind. Ground that flailing wire, shooting sparks in the air to light your heart and guarantee the sparks will stay there. Love will bring a brute down. Love will drown out a tyrant. Compassion and connection build a power that can rival the sun. Love will bring a brute down. Gotta keep an open hydrant. If they can't keep us fighting one another, they can be undone. If hatred feeds the dark, it could be counting on you to fuel it, hating every blinking thing that they do. Entertain the notion there's a twist that can break the cycle that divides us for humanity's sake. Love will bring a brute down. Love will drown out a tyrant. Compassion and connection build a power that can rival the sun. Love will bring a brute down. Gotta keep an open hydrant. If they can't keep us fearing one another, they can be undone. No one's talking magic, every scientist knows your power gets directed where your energy goes. It isn't wasted effort to untangle inside. Flip the flow around and let your little light shine. Love will bring the brute down. Love will drown out a tyrant. Compassion and connection build a power that can rival the sun. Love will bring a brute down. Gotta keep an open hydrant. If they can't keep us fearing one another, they can be undone. If they can't keep us fighting one another, they can be undone. If they can't keep us hating one another, they can